For users, the standard version is they pay more attention to. Because overall, in terms of value for money, it's actually higher. You get the latest flagship processor, the newest system, and a bunch of cutting-edge features. Unless you have really high demands for photography, I definitely recommend the standard version of this flagship phone. Alright, first let's quickly go over the hardware specs of the Magic 8. It uses the latest 5th generation Snapdragon 8 Supreme Edition processor, has a 6.58-inch 1.5K OLED flat display, and on the back, there's a triple camera setup, a 50-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 64-megapixel 3x periscope telephoto lens. This camera setup is actually pretty strong. There's not a single lens just thrown in for the numbers. Next, it also comes with a massive 7,000 mAh battery, 90-watt wired charging, and 80-watt wireless charging. In the past, many standard models would cut out wireless charging, but now, it's basically become a standard feature. Whether you're charging in the car or while sleeping, wireless charging is super convenient. Additionally, the phone uses a metal mid-frame, and the back is made of glass with an AG matte finish. Combined with its flat screen, the phone's feel and texture are impressive. Looking at specs, this year's Magic 8 Standard Edition is strong, no obvious shortcomings. Specs are comprehensive, battery is huge, and it feels great. The Magic 8 Standard Edition also has a dedicated physical AI button, supporting single, double, and long press. Use it to activate AI, launch camera, or for other convenient functions. I've always believed that hardware is just the foundation. It's the software that really enhances the user experience. The Honor Magic 8 comes with the latest Magic OS X system right out of the box. In terms of user experience and features, the system has been optimized a lot and includes many new functions. The first one is the all-brand smart connectivity, which is extremely important and practical. Previously, Honor Magic and Vivo already supported cross-brand file transfer, and it's incredibly useful. No matter if you're using an iPhone, HarmonyOS, or any other Android phone, you can transfer files back and forth with Honor phones. No restrictions on phone or operating system. Honor is currently the only brand allowing cross-system, all-brand file transfers without limitations. That's actually pretty impressive. Besides file transfer, this time they've also added a new feature, seamless device migration across all brands. First of all, it now supports the phone cloning feature for HarmonyOS devices, including both the previous 4.3 version and the latest HarmonyOS 5.0. So, if Huawei users want to switch to an Honor phone, they can easily clone their data. However, for native HarmonyOS, currently only contacts, photos, and videos can be cloned. Other types of app data aren't supported yet. Cloning other types of data still isn't possible yet, but what really surprised me is the cloning feature for iOS devices. Honor now also supports data cloning from iPhones, and there are 3 different methods. For wireless transfer, you need to download the Honor Phone Clone app on your iOS device. It supports cloning photos, videos, contacts, and calendar events, but the information it can clone isn't very comprehensive. Then, looking at the option at the bottom, iCloud Download, this lets you log in directly with your Apple ID, and you can download photos, videos, contacts, documents, memos, and similar data from iCloud. The wireless transfer method is a bit more complete, but it's still not entirely comprehensive, right? So, the best option should be the wired transfer method in the middle. It supports transferring 17 types of local data, including some apps on your phone. Since this might involve switching between different operating systems, that's why. Some apps might not be fully compatible, but the data types transferable are already extensive, 17 categories. So, Honor is the first smartphone system to support cloning so much data from Apple devices. And what's more, it's a wired transfer, so the speed is even more stable. So, if you're currently using an iPhone and want to switch to an Honor phone, you can quickly transfer a lot of your data using this wired cloning method. It's really convenient. Now, aside from HarmonyOS and iOS, transferring from other Android brands is even simpler. So, no matter what brand of phone you used before, you can easily migrate your data to an Honor phone. These days, everyone is trying all sorts of ways to win over users from other brands. But when it comes to user experience, Honor really is more considerate and does a better job overall. There are also some small changes in the system itself. First, in terms of the home screen style, a transparent mode has been added. When you pair this with the transparent mode icons, the whole phone looks really fresh, almost like it is glass icons. However, This effect is still a bit different from that of iOS 26. On iOS 26, all the icons are completely transparent, which makes them really hard to recognize and not very user-friendly. As for Honor's transparent icons, the center part is a colored icon, while the background is transparent. Comparing the two, we feel that Honor's icons look more comfortable and are easier to recognize. Next, in the Control Center, when you're editing, you can adjust the order of the 3 sections vertically. So if you find it inconvenient to control the volume or Wi-Fi, you can move the top section to the bottom, making it more convenient for you. I think this design is quite thoughtful. In fact, I've already rearranged all the sections myself, and it really does make things easier to use. The Any Door feature in the Honor system is, in my opinion, a really useful function. The user experience has also been upgraded now. You can operate it with just one hand. For example, if you long press on a picture and then slightly swipe to either side, it will activate the Any Door feature. Next to it, a series of related icons will appear, and you can directly drag the file onto one of these icons to perform certain actions, just like before. However, sometimes you might hesitate, so this time they've added a temporary holding area for off-site content. You can temporarily place it on the screen first, then swipe to the edge icon to choose a function, and once you've decided, drag it over, or you can just click the icon next to it to send it over directly. Compared to before, performing these actions is more convenient, giving you more freedom. Alright, let's look at the Magic 8's camera setup. Each lens is powerful. The main and ultra-wide are both 50 megapixels. For everyday photography, this high-resolution camera is more than enough, a pleasant surprise. The 64 megapixel telephoto is also a favorite. Its 3 times focal length supports up to 6 times digital zoom, so you can shoot however you like, a versatile focal length. For photography, using it with the AI physical button makes things more convenient. Honor's phone button is traceable, working like a real button. There are 3 actions: single press, double tap, and long press. I said double tap to quickly launch the camera. After launching, a single press takes a photo. This button also supports sliding left or right to switch zoom levels, with extremely precise control. Among all phones, this one has the best sliding experience. For live photos, Honor added new features. After taking a photo, tap the top right corner to choose from options like highlight slow motion, motion phantom, and motion clone effects. Motion clone is especially suitable for scenes like skateboarding, skiing, or ball sports. If you keep the phone steady, you can use it to create a clone effect of the moving person, which is actually pretty fun. So overall, I think the standard version of the Honor Magic 8 this year is pretty well equipped. It uses the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 leading edition processor, which is definitely powerful enough for gaming, and it also has on-device AI capabilities. The camera setup, display, battery, and even wireless charging are all fully provided. The system also supports cross-platform file transfer, phone cloning, and a bunch of other useful features. So, this year, Honor has made significant progress in every aspect. If your requirements for photography aren't extremely high, the standard version of this year's Honor Magic 8 is still highly recommended. The 6.58-inch small flat screen also feels really good in the hand. But if you have very, very high demands for photography and want to experience even higher quality photo effects, you can check out this year's Honor Magic 8 Pro.